Start.
Already, I didn't even do a sound check. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Here we are. We are in the bit, man. Let's make sure we got some sound, man.
Energy up in here.
Yeah. Get some sound jumping.
To dance?
Trisha showed up to the crib dancing.
Oh, yeah, I was at the doorstep.
I opened the door. He was Millie rocking on my block.
You know what's funny is I actually do it like every time. It just no one actually sees me.
You know, it's the shirt too.
Yeah.
If you check your camera on the door though.
Every time?
Yeah.
So I should do a compilation.
Yeah.
Of your doorbell Millies.
Just over there jamming on the one, not the two.
What up? Everybody's in here, man. Quintendo Power.
Young Quintendo, what up, brother?
Peace, brothers.
Brethren.
Yes, indeed.
Serious, what up, poppin'? What's poppin', bro?
What up? Yo, family, SoundOracle, Trizzle, what's good?
Yo, young Michael Bowers. Is that Hive? Did you change your name?
We got a name change in the building?
I'm pretty sure that's Hive.
Man, so we got a short show today.
I apologize, it's my fault.
Young Festive Trizza. That's the DJ.
I have the DJ. It's a movie release.
You're DJing a movie release?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know until after I took the gig, but
air horn?
Yeah. It's gonna be lit. I might stream a little bit, me DJing.
That's dope.
But yeah, it's like literally like right after the show. And then I have like a 45 to an hour minute drive to get back to the city.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
it's not gonna work.
So we're gonna cut it a little short, but you know.
Yeah, that's Michael Bowers.
Yeah, Highmine was in the wrong profile. he got hit with that Kevin Durant.
Oh, he's in there now. He joined under the right one.
He had the burner account. He hit us with the burner.
Yeah, he did. He in his WID account.
Yeah, he beat the guy in the comments like talking trash.
Yeah,
like dang.
Damn, Michael Bowers got me.
DJ 912, what's poppin', man?
Man, so look, man. First and foremost, before we get into the show. Actually, no, let's get into the show, man.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get right into it.
You are now watching the Unquantized Podcast.
Here we are.
Tune in on Instagram and YouTube to build with the producer community. Live on Fridays, 4 p.m. Eastern.
He needs some milk.
I just like that one.
He needs some milk.
What's good? Welcome to Unquantized Podcast. Another episode is about to go down. But before we get into the episode, man, just want to remind you all, tickets for the Producer Power Summit in Atlanta are on sale right now at producerpowersummit.com.
Facts.
For those of you that were there last year, you know it's a dope event where we have a big panel full of experts. You can ask your individual questions. They share their expertise. We have beat critiques, hella food, good drinks, and there's also a cook-up session following the main event where you can get in the studio with us, your fellow producers, and who knows who else, and jam out on our equipment, you know, with our sounds, and you know, just have a good time, man. So
It's been fire.
yeah. So tickets on sale right now, producerpowersummit.com. If you have any questions, feel free to DM myself or Young Trizza over here.
Young Busy Works Beats. What's good, man?
Busy, what it do? Hopefully we'll see Busy at the Producer Power Summit this year. He was there last year.
We're going to peer pressure him to come.
That's a fact. He gave a bunch of gems last year, too.
Jim Jones.
Yes,
Couple
sir.
status.
My man Jerry Nova in the building. What up, Jerry?
Jerry Nova, what up, man?
All right, man. So I guess we want to go right into questions since we only got an hour.
First, happy birthday belated to the
Oh,
guy,
man.
Realistic, man.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Yes, sir. Everybody's favorite engineer, Young Realistic, celebrated a birthday yesterday. If you haven't already, go wish him a happy belated birthday, man. That young man's been holding it down.
Emperor Cersei, shut the city down. All right, let's get into it, man.
All right, man. So we got a good question to start things off. What are some tips for arranging a beat around the vocals that an artist gives you? First of all, I want to say this is, I believe, an underutilized technique
Super fast.
by producers.
And it's not as easy as people think.
No. But to me, it's the most fun way to work with an artist. So a key ingredient in this to me is to find writers and build a relationship so you can find writers that are more open to accept a very minimal idea. If you can find somebody that can write to a loop or, just 8 bars or something and then send you something back, that's when the real fun begins to me, because if you send a writer a whole project, you're telling them where to go. They only have certain places and certain rhythms that they can do. But if you send them something minimal, they do their thing, then you could come back and tailor it to exactly what they're doing, like different breaks, different rhythms. You may find that you want to change something that you did because of what they did. To me, it's the most fun way to work.
Definitely.
And if you don't have a writer or anybody that you can collaborate with right now, I suggest using acapellas.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm not gonna front. It's the internet too. You can find somebody to write.
That's true.
You can find somebody.
That is true.
Bro, I just got on LinkedIn, right? I've never been on LinkedIn in my life.
Right.
I'm trying to get a little more professional and, politics. Somebody told me I should get on LinkedIn. Bro, I get 8 requests a day from songwriters.
Yeah.
All day of like, yo, I'm a songwriter. I see you make beats.
Yeah.
All day. So you could find people.
That's a fact.
Just got to sort through whether they good or not.
That's true. You could also put out there on your social media or however you connect with people that you're looking for songwriters. I think that's really the way to go. But I think it's an underutilized technique that more people need to start practicing, because the best songs come out that way. And I've seen some of your favorite producers and favorite artists actually do things this way on a consistent basis, and hit after hit after hit.
And I feel like too, people don't talk, especially in those situations, space. Like, everything doesn't have to be so full.
Yeah.
Because what I like about post production is like, when you're just making a beat by yourself, you're thinking about the loop and you're thinking about this section right here, and then you duplicate over and it's this section and this section. But when it's a song, it's like, okay, I'm gonna accent on what they're saying right here. Second verse, I'm gonna switch this completely. I'm gonna change the instrument out to give them more room here. And I feel like you're thinking more of the long run than just the loop by loop by loop. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's a good point. And also, it's a double benefit because it helps you, like you said, with arrangement. Nothing lets you know when something should come in or go out or change, like having words over it. You know what I mean? So a lot of producers get stuck on arrangement when if you had a writer write to it, like now you're like, it's so obvious this should drop right here, or I should put something in right here or switch something up right here.
That's real.
Hey man, hit your local internets, get you some writer friends, and ride off into the sunset.
And them acapellas, they will help. I learned so much from just working with acapellas.
Yeah. We got any comments on that? I know we probably do.
Realistic says, I promise it goes down on LinkedIn.
Oh, I've seen him finesse LinkedIn. Matter of fact, I think DJ Demand was here because of a LinkedIn
That's
connection.
crazy.
Yeah.
See, I thought, I'm just thinking, I haven't been in the corporate world in 10 plus years.
Yeah.
What do I need LinkedIn for? So I just never got it. Then I started understanding, like, oh, okay.
LinkedIn has changed. I was listening to something today with Gary Vee. He was talking about LinkedIn.
Yeah. I just really just go in there and just connect with people. Now I ain't did shit else, but it's getting there. That was a step.
I got to get a LinkedIn account. I'm not going to lie. I'm on almost everything but LinkedIn.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool, though. I'm not mad at it. It's very corporate-y, businessy.
I've heard this has become kind of content driven.
Yeah,
like
it's
you
a
can
lot
get
of
your
blogs.
content off in it, not just your resume anymore.
Well, I need to figure out how to get on there so you can help me automate that.
You know what? I already see it. I'm looking for something to add to my Zapier.
That's my sneaky truth is I'll start something and then I'll be like, hey, Oracle, you want to do this?
Right.
And then he figures out how to like one up it a little bit and then we just go back and forth.
Hey,
like,
man, that's our formula. That's how we do it. That's a fact.
That something sounds like the truth. Yo, Ace Nito, pull up, man. It's gonna be fun, man.
Hey, come on, man.
Busy Works Beat said he'll be there.
Hey.
We have that on paper. We're adding you to the website tomorrow.
That's a fact. This will serve as your written agreement.
Let's see. GK no side. Oh, I got what you're going on. He says I'm a writer. So producers.
There you go. Hey,
Check him out.
Hit this man up or lady.
Young Spacehead the guy. What's going on, bro? He said positive vibes always. Hope all is well and everyone is having a great day. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. Justify, what up, man?
Young Justified.
Murder Gang producer. Shout out to Murder Gang.
Facts.
Slaughter Gang.
Yeah, all that.
Havman said I might be able to make it this year. Hey,
Man, we would love to see you there, brother. So we had another question. This kind of ties into the first question, and it is, what are some ways that artists or producers can isolate vocals to sample? So one of the ways, to me, it's a few ways to do it. One way involves plugins.
Right.
It's a plugin I mentioned on here for Ableton people last week or the week before. It was Spleeter.
Mm-hmm.
Spleeter. Now, I use Windows. There's another thing that you have to download to get it to work. And unfortunately, that other thing, the Windows download for that wasn't working. So I was not able to use it.
Right.
Were you able to use
I couldn't find it. I was trying to find it. I couldn't even find it after that. But I ended up finding, damn, I forgot the name of it that I sent you. You remember?
No.
Only thing about this, it's a service my brother put me on.
That's right. Yeah.
The only thing you had to pay, but it's wonderful. Like the separation is crazy.
That's pretty dope. I forgot the name of the plugin company, but I think Elevator Boy is the name of the plugin, and I think that does that. It actually has an isolate vocal setting. That thing has been around for a long time. I remember using that for, has to be going on like 10 years.
You ain't doing the old school invert the.
Well, that was another way I was going to get to. That is the last one. Well, before that, doesn't Iris do something like that? One of those plugins by that company does that. But like Trizza mentioned, if you want to really old school it, you can do the full song with the instrumental underneath, and then you do some phase cancellation. So you cancel out the actual music, and what you're left with is, in theory, the voice, but you're gonna get a lot
snares
of bleed
and hi-hats in there.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of artifacts, but it does work.
Right.
When you look on YouTube or online, and you see DIY acapella. That's how they're doing it, most likely, or at least that's how they were doing it.
Oh, he says I'm gonna look it up. What up, yo? Yo, crazy enough, me and Oracle were just talking about you. This is who I was saying. The video.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna DM you probably afterwards, bro. Broski.
Fire.
Let's see. Spleeter is literally using the same phase cancellation technique. The quality is identical. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. I think Melodyne DNA can work for vocals. Also, Isotope RX.
Isotope RX. That's what I was referring to. Not Iris. Isotope RX. Yeah, I remember that joint.
Okay.
There was another program. Unmix. I don't know. You ever use Unmix? Unmix is cool. I've used it for, you can kind of isolate drums. You can kind of take drums out. That's mostly what I use it for, taking drums out.
Oh, that's kind of fire.
Or drastically lowering the sound of the drums in the sample. Because if you have like a sample, sometimes I like to sample from like songs. It will bring the drums down so that way your drums don't really clash with their drums.
That makes sense. Huh, that's pretty cool.
It does take up hella CPU though.
Oh, God.
So it's almost one of them things where you should probably render the result and then use it from there.
It's Diva.
Very Diva. and it's not even an instrument.
Yo, Diva is the most CPU joint, right?
Did they just abandon fixing that?
That's what they need to do with like any like computer test. It's like, yo, we're gonna show you how powerful this computer is, and I'm gonna load Diva.
Yo, if you load up 5 Divas and 2 serums,
oh, right, it's a wrap.
And if you don't have any problems, that is a supercomputer.
Load a pad.
Yeah,
I don't know why pads will kill your CPU, bro.
Load 5 Divas with pads, and then load 2-3 serums with pads. And if you can rock out from there,
yo, you got a good computer.
Your computer's almost future proof. like no bull.
Yo, just is crazy. Dude, you remember when I haven't really used Melodyne, but when Melodyne first came out, I'm thinking like, yo, this joint is gonna be like the.
Oh, I thought that was the game changer.
Because the way they was explaining is like you could go into MP3 and delete certain stuff, and like, I don't think it quite works. I know it works well.
Yeah.
But I don't think it worked how they sold it at the beginning.
Nah. I remember Melodyne came with Studio One. When I first found out about Studio One. And that's what made me use Studio One or try it, at least for a minute. And that joint was That joint was dope. Because I
Right.
wouldn't say this was like really early auto-tune days, but they like, oh no, you can take a guitar thing going and you could make it play a whole different melody and whole. Yes, but you kind of got to be a surgeon.
Yeah,
with know what
I'm
you're
not that
doing.
patient. I'm not that patient.
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
Nah.
I wish. Young Zulu child, what up, man?
What's happening?
Someone says unmute drums.
Yep. Yeah. Try Unmix, man. Unmix is dope. You guys like Cakewalk? That's old school. I ain't used Cakewalk in a long time.
Do they still
I thought Cakewalk used to be.
something else?
Well, yeah, something. Yeah, it used to be Cakewalk, and then they turned it into something else.
Dang, do they still make Cakewalk?
I think they just changed the name. It's probably like, oh, it became Digital Performer or something.
No,
something
not
like
Digital
that.
Performer.
Yeah, I know somebody that still use Digital Performer.
Bro, that was one of my first dolls. Me and Just Be Man No DJ used to make beats using Digital Performer, and we didn't understand how to loop, so we would just copy and then try to paste and line it up. So you would hear the beats drifting. All our early beats, they would like drift a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because we just didn't. Because we didn't know. We just like, was trying to figure it out.
Damn. Real quick, I want to play a fun game. List just a forgotten about DAW. Because there's some DAWs that have faded into the background. Digital Performer is one.
Yeah. Ooh, I was about to say something. About to throw a shot.
Can I guess?
No, don't guess.
Okay, go.
Cool Edit Pro, yo, my brother still uses Cool Edit Pro, and it makes me so nervous. It makes me anxious watching him use Cool Edit Pro.
He be having a lot of stuff.
And he's like a surgeon with it, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, yo, why don't you just get Ableton, dog? It'll make your life so much easier.
Damn.
He stressed me out with that, bro.
I didn't use Cool Edit. I used to use
Audacity.
no, never used Audacity. Sound something. I cannot remember.
Yeah.
SoundForge. That was my joint. I used to use SoundForge.
Someone said Tris was about to say Reason. I was about to as well. Hey.
Hey, listen.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
I didn't say it this time. I was
y'all
trying to
have
be
no
nice.
proof of that. What are you talking about?
All these laughing emojis. Laughing emojis say
I'm
otherwise.
shocked and appalled by y'all accusations.
The Adobe Studio.
PlayStation Music Generator, bro. They need to bring that back, bro. Dog, you know how many careers were started off of that joint?
Bro, do they still make music making
I don't think so.
like games on like the PS or anything?
Not Dance Dance, Guitar
Hero.
and
Drum Hero.
Yeah, that music generator was the shit, bro.
You would think now with how good technology has been, it would be more of that going on.
Oh, bro, I would be on the PlayStation all the time if that was the case. PlayStation 5 drop, they need to bring that back.
Somebody need to get them Nintendo Switch type beats.
Bitwig, dang, man. Or Bitwig. Dang. I don't want to say it's a doll, but I'll throw it in there. The whole Open Labs Miko.
Yeah.
It was a good idea.
Hey, man, last week when I got up with Hannon, Hannon is one of the only people I know that still has a pristine looking, fully functioning Miko.
That's crazy.
Nico, actually. Got a big boy.
It's a studio I go to in LA, and they use it as an ashtray. It's just like under there, and you just pull it out, and then it's like you just put the ashtray on top of it.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, he keep his joint in condition. But he's smart. I was like, damn, how your joint still in such great condition? He's like, man, I'm real careful with this joint because if it breaks down, I might not be able to fix. You gotta like know how to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Half of my early career was spent fixing Polo's Nico
crazy.
and Tim's Nico.
That's
I was
crazy.
a Nico fixer. I would get called out of town just to fix Nicos.
Yeah, that's a nice little side hobby.
Yeah. Unless it was a really bad problem. Then you in a nice place in a hotel room for 48 hours and you ain't seen none of the city because you're in there trying to figure out why this thing don't work. And it's a big session coming up in like 12 hours.
Ooh, the pressure. Under pressure.
Hey, I always delivered though. Always delivered.
Sonar was so bloated with stuff. Never used it.
Damn, Sonar.
Ooh, yeah, that's a throwback. Beat thing.
Hey, B-Thing was dope, man.
Oracle stand by Beat thing.
B-Thing was incredibly dope, and I always say they had that pitch knob on the side where you could pitch down the whole beat or just a track. B-Thing is highly underrated. The reason why it's highly underrated, and I'm not really going to go into a whole Beat Thing rant, is that not only was it portable, it made me work different. And I like things that make me work differently.
Right.
Like I was able to easily make a whole beat on it, and I did it in a way that I wouldn't have done on an MPC or in a DAW or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know much about that one.
It's dope.
It looked like a toy.
It did, but that's kind of what made it fun to me. Because to me, the micro sampler looks like a toy, and that's kind of fun.
No, that joint looked like it come with a Transformer set or like the new Power Rangers joint. It's like this how you transform now. Damn, hip hop EJ.
Ooh,
Yo,
damn.
I'm gonna say one that I don't know if people use it for production, but I used to make beats off of it, and it was so stupid. Virtual DJ.
I remember that. I had that.
Bro, I would sample in there and then
Yep.
put a drum loop in there, match it up, sync them,
Yep.
and then make a beat like that.
I got a homeboy. I gave him virtual DJ back in the day, and he's a DJ today because of it.
Bro, you know how many parties that have been rocked off some virtual DJ?
Virtual. Did you ever get into the virtual DJ like software on the phone by that time?
No.
Yeah, that was a little cumbersome. It's not the
Yeah.
same. But virtual DJ on a computer?
Oh, bro,
Whoa.
I'm the key command god, bro.
Ooh.
Bro, I'm dropping it on the one.
Killing it. You know what else is kind of fading into the background?
What's that?
Cubase and more importantly, New Window.
Dang, no more digital surround sound.
No 7.1 digital surround
Did
sound.
people just stop caring?
Unless you Hans Zimmer
Yeah,
or
that's
a
true.
movie house,
Right.
you're not going to need. New Window was so bloated because of surround capabilities.
That was the only thing I remember about it.
Yep. And then I was like, oh, they got Cubase? Oh, Cubase was so much better. But now no one uses Cubase.
I'm about to cook up on Finale. What y'all know about that?
Whoa.
I'm about to kill y'all on Finale, bro. And print out the sheet music afterwards.
Yes, you will. You will kill everybody on Finale. Kill your career on Finale.
Right. It's just show up to a session and just give them pieces of paper like, here you go.
They're like,
Paradiddle, flam, paradiddle. What? What is this?
man.
Play your favorite recent beat you made. This is a podcast, sir.
Yeah, nah. We don't do that here. We applaud the fact that you want to hear.
Anyone seen that new VST Genesis? No, tell me more, my friend.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been looking for a new VST.
Might have to check that out.
Dang, I used to have a rolling MV 8000. Damn you, Jermaine Dupri and RZA.
Man. Oh, I wish Diego was in here. Diego would be cussing right
Bro.
now. Diego hate that joint.
Scratch Magazine got me, man. I remember those Scratch Magazines came out and the MV was on there. I was like, this joint is awesome.
I wanted one. That joint looked like a coffee table.
Yeah, that joint. And nobody used them joints after that. Them joints, Brick City.
Yeah. Shout out to New Jersey.
I had it. Okay, any game on sync licenses, what have y'all seen work as far as getting on those?
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been into the game like that like I used to be, but what worked for me, and I've said it on the show before, was going after smaller companies and being able to talk to somebody that's a decision maker that I could develop a relationship with versus going with a bigger company where I was kind of lost in the sauce. But when I was very active in those things, the people I got with, to this day, I'm still seeing that on my statements because of those relationships from all those years ago.
Yeah, I was looking at my statement, and a lot of it's them little random syncs and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. I got most of the syncs that I've got is because I knew a guy, and that's what he did. I feel like those companies where it's like, I don't know the exact names, but I remember back in the day, Taxi was one. You remember Taxi?
No, I don't remember Taxi.
Taxi was like a thing. You pay this, and then they put yours in a pool.
Yeah, it was Taxi. It was
Pump
Pump
Audio,
Audio. Yep.
I mean, I'm sure people have got success off of those, but I just don't like the idea of me paying to get on a bunch of other CDs. It's no relationship there, so I don't really trust that. You know what I'm saying? But rather than somebody that I know and I can call up and be like, hey, you got anything that you need? Yeah. All right, this is the kind of vibe. Cool, I'm going to send this over.
Man, I think I mentioned it before. I was trying to deal with one of these big companies before, and they changed the titles.
Oh yeah,
of my stuff, and therefore what I was trying to register didn't count somehow, and I wasn't getting money. I had to call my PRO and figure it out and get all that together. But
it's a whole headache.
Facts. Shout out to Loretta from BMI for getting me straight,
bro. I ain't gonna front. I hate registering songs. I mean, that's why I don't do it.
Yeah,
I call the phone. Hey, this is what's going on, cuz.
That's a fact. Yeah. Hey, get you a representative at your PRO.
Yeah.
a lot of them are nice. They're there to work for you, and I'm surprised at how much stuff I've gotten done way faster just because I chose to call instead of be online and trying to figure it out.
I need to get better with, because I've been with ASCAP for years, and until recently, I've known everybody that was like working there, and plus at the ASCAP office is like by my crib.
Yeah.
So I used to just pull up all the time, but now I don't know anybody that works there anymore, like in the offices.
Yeah.
But before, my neighbor, she ran ASCAP. We lived in the same neighborhood.
Damn.
She ran it for a while. Dude that got me, when I first moved to Atlanta, that got me in the studio, was running it. So I would always have this access and just be like, yo, I don't know what's going on. How do I fix this?
Damn.
So I need to get back on it. I'm kind of slacking on that end.
Yeah. I if I wasn't with BMI, I would have went with ASCAP. Just coming to Georgia, they get you into that ASCAP circle.
Yeah.
I remember I was in the ASCAP building one time. I don't know why I was in this meeting, but it was an ASCAP meeting, and the Clutch was in there. Remember the Clutch?
Oh, yeah. Kerry Hilson.
What's my man's name? Ballhead.
It started with a B.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
I want to say it's Badawa.
I can't remember.
And what's her name? Oh, Candace Nelson.
Yeah.
I love it. The JQ.
JQ, that's who I was thinking of.
JQ is fire,
Yeah.
bro. You know, he does like a lot of K-pop stuff, and
I can see that.
yeah, he's fire.
Shout out to the Clutch, man. They was killing back in the day.
Yeah, bro, they had a run. That's when, like,
Huge
I
run.
hate when people say, like, Carrie Hilson. I'm like, do you realize how many records she done written and, like, how popping, you know what I mean?
No.
Just, like,
People don't.
yeah, it's just the internet, man.
People don't. But that's also before the internet was super popping, too.
912, can you screenshot that for me and send me a picture so I can get that straight, please, sir?
Here's a question we have.
Uh-huh.
How important is it for producers to build relationships with other producers? I think it's a no-brainer that we're going to say it's very important. I got one particular reason why I think it's important. And it's something that you've talked about before, I've talked about it before, is that if you build relationships with other producers, you get to collaborate. The more you collaborate with somebody, the more chemistry you build. And if it's somebody that's active or both of you are really after the same thing, now you have two people that can pitch one idea.
Yeah.
So you essentially multiply your effort because, boom, we collaborate on this beat now. You know people.
You're right, exactly.
You could go pitch it. I know people. I could go pitch it. So now think about that. If you have this synergy and this chemistry with several different producers who are very active and very hungry, now it's things getting pitched all over the place. Eventually somebody's going to come back to the table like, look, I think we got one.
Exactly. Because most of the people I collaborate, we're not under the same management or anything. So it's like I'm just making up. But say I collaborate with somebody and we got separate management. That's basically I got two managers shopping out the same thing. I have more chances of getting it heard because it's not just me trying to, or my manager trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? It's a group effort. And to me, it's easier to be more consistent.
Right.
When you're working with other people. Because some days I just honestly don't feel like it. Some days I'm just not in the mood to like make beats. But then if I'm around somebody else and they do something, I'm like, oh, all right, cool.
Good
This
point.
is easy, you know?
Also, if you can, try to find somebody that is better than you in certain areas or is strong where you're weak. Plus, it's a great way to find out like new plugins, new techniques of doing things because that person's researching stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully, they're researching stuff. You researching stuff. You can come back, and now you can develop a sound. You get more information. Once again, multiplying your efforts instead of you can sit and research stuff all day, but you might not know to check for a new such and such.
Exactly.
So somebody's gonna hit you like, "Yo, you heard about the new VST or whatever?"
Did you see that Dr. Dre clip where he's talking about how like mostly everything he's done has been a collaboration?
Yep, I feel him 100%. Same with my career.
Yeah, I think all the records that I've had that's really done something, they've been collabs. It's too hard to do it by yourself. Or it's not fun. I don't enjoy it.
It's not. It kind of becomes a headache. You can only do so much as yourself. I got to a point where I was tired of trying to be the hero of everything. Like you picture your career and you produce all this stuff and you did this and you did that and it didn't involve any other people. And then I realized like, nah, that's not really smart.
Right, exactly.
But I do think a lot of that is very ego driven from producers. You want to be the man or the woman and you want to do everything.
Yes, it's not fun.
Nah,
There's a lot of stress.
It's a price that comes with that, and very few people are built for that type of rigorous.
Yeah.
Especially if you really want to get successful, and it does not lessen once you start to see success.
Exactly.
If anything, you may be more in demand, or you may have exhausted your one-person catalog so fast that now you're behind. Now you got to make more and more and more.
Yeah, me working with the few people who I do work with and just collab, even as far as like business, for example, I probably learned more about business working with Oracle, and that's just like collab. Just we'll throw ideas out and like, yo, you think this work?
Yep.
You think this work? If he working on something, I'll try to help him. If I'm working on something, he'll try to help me. And I probably picked up more stuff business wise just doing it like that than I probably ever would just sitting down and reading books and doing all that. You know what I'm saying? The same thing applies with production. Of you just being around people, you're gonna pick up stuff. You be like, man, like every time me and him work, we hear stuff completely different.
Yo,
he'll play something
so different.
He'll play something, and I'll be like, "Oh, we'll start right here." And you like, "What are you talking about? It's right here."
Bro, I thought the one was over here.
But it makes it like a crazy collab because it's like it's never what we expect. It's always like, "Oh, I wouldn't have did that."
It's always like I came across a video yesterday that we did, and like the rhythm of it was so crazy. I'm like, yeah, I'd have never done that by myself.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And it's the fun part, man. I think me and you are very much alike, and I think we were talking about it last week, maybe. I'm not inspired to really make music if I'm by myself. But as soon as I get around other people, it's like, oh, I'm ready to go. It's like, okay, let's cook up, let's do something.
Yep.
But if I'm just sitting at home making beats all day, I'm like, this sucks. I hate it.
I used to be able to get that feeling from watching people on YouTube, but now I don't really.
Yeah. Now I got to be in a room with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
I feel like this chat is going kind of crazy.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Is it wrong to write hooks to your own music and post it on social? No, I encourage it.
Yeah, I don't think anything is wrong with that. Hopefully, you got a decent pen. Yeah.
But I mean, showcase your talents, bro.
Yeah.
People ain't gonna know you write and make beats unless you show people you write and make beats.
That's a fact.
Let's see. Ayo, we in here. Salute to the mentors as well as the whole squad. What up, Beats Music?
Hey.
20 to 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing.
Come on.
Super facts.
Now you preaching.
You pod now. Young Larry O, what up, man?
Larry O in the building.
See, facts. Hands-on and being around other like-minded people is the key. That is facts.
Yes.
Shout out to Busy. He got the mastermind joint. Secret.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to out the group. we have a team effort.
Yeah.
A lot of good people in there though.
Man, dope. You put a whole bunch of dope minds together.
Yeah.
Never know what you get.
Oh, he said it's public. Okay.
Oh.
Me in the middle of me saying that, I was like, oh, I messed up.
So we got the secret society, and the code is
All you gotta do is this handshake
and a neck tattoo, and you good.
Offer us your first puppy. Let's see. What are some tips on targeting your audience as a producer if you're running ads? That's a good question.
Well, as two people that run ads, first of all, I would say know your. Hopefully, you have a website or something, and you should know your analytics from your website.
That's very
A lot of times, because before I started running ads, and I believe probably before you start running ads, we've always had Shopify, and Shopify has analytics in it. So when it was time to run ads, or by the time we found out about ads, we would know that our demographic is usually this age range. Most of our customers or people that visit our site come from here.
Right.
You know what I mean? My highest selling pack was this, and 30% of the people that bought that were most likely to buy this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's a good way when you get into Facebook ads to set your ads up and identify your audience initially, because your audience is building around you whether you know it or not. And not to discourage people from using other platforms, but I always think it's important to at least be able to see your analytical
super
data.
Important.
Yeah,
super important.
You want to, because you could be on somewhere, and let's say you selling beats or something like that. You could be somewhere and you could be doing well and selling a lot of beats, or the opposite. You could not be selling beats, but you don't know who the people that are buying your beats are. For instance, if you sold 10 beats there may be a huge common denominator in those
all
10
the 10
people that bought those beats. Now you can run ads towards that common denominator and, get more sales.
Yeah, we were lucky because I feel like before we even knew what we were doing, for some reason, we both installed a Pixel.
Yes.
And I don't know why, because we didn't run ads for like 2 years maybe afterwards.
Nah,
yeah,
we were getting that data and didn't know it.
We were collecting the data. So I don't know how we end up just like doing that, but we were lucky because we had years of data stored already. And then I exercised my homeboy. He does like UI UX, which is like the just the interface, the feel, like the customer journey. That's like his specialty, right? So he would have me do where you basically make, they call them personas. Like you make what you think this customer is.
Avatars are what they call too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he had me go through and like, okay, if it's a 18 to 25 year old, what do they want? What are they looking for? Okay, if this is an older person, and why do they want your sample packs? Why do they, you know what I'm saying? And he made me go through all these scenarios. And then it kind of made me realize like, oh, this is what people are looking for. This is the hook that's going to get them.
And depending on how diverse or wide ranging your product or products are, you may have different demographics and different subsets of people in there that you may have to run different ads to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just good to know your analytical data, and if you get with another platform to do something, just look at how much analytics you get. It's very important.
Yeah. And Facebook, I will say, be cool with losing some money. That's the biggest thing.
You're gonna have to test some things.
You're gonna have to test, and it's not gonna work. Man, it took me 2-3 months to get one that to work. Right. But by that time, I had spent I don't know how much money. But then when it worked, I'm like, oh, okay, it makes sense.
Man, we in here. We were talking about that before the show.
Right before the show started.
Like, I learned something this week, and Tristan's always telling me something that he learned, and we just tested it out.
Tweak, yeah.
I think I'm on to something right now.
That's why that collab, I'm telling you, that collab, we get so much further because I'll tell him something, and he'll be like, oh, okay, I'm going to try that. And then he'll try something different. Man. And then by the time it get back to me, it's like, all right, I'm going to try this.
It works.
And I'm going to add this to it. And then we done got a formula figured out, and then we off and running.
There you go, man.
Let's see. Are either of you open to mentoring upcoming producers? What qualities are you looking for in order to be interested?
I am into mentoring up-and-coming producers. Usually, these are people that I have had a consultation with, and if it's something about you or depending on your situation, then it could turn into a more personal mentoring situation. But 9 times out of 10, if I end up like personally mentoring somebody, it's because they've had a consultation with me and the types of questions they ask or the types of things that they're into. I'm like, okay, this might be a good fit. Or I feel like I have a lot to offer you just based off of where you are in your journey.
Yeah, I'm not opposed. I mean, most of the people that I have this open door policy with, I'm not gonna front, are people that's been like helping me or they're in the circle.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like helping me with blogs and stuff like that because we're talking already. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in this communication thing. And not saying I want somebody to like intern, but it's just that's the easiest way for me because I'm so busy. Me like taking my time and like really giving you game on some certain stuff, it just don't make sense all the time. But if we're already on the phone, we already got this relationship. It's kind of like, oh, okay, you need to know this. Bet, like, what you need. You know what I mean?
I feel like it should be some type of trade off. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just because you're probably not the only person, so it can't just be somebody sitting on the phone with 15 people a week. Just what? Okay, you should do this. You should do that. You should do that. And then the next call, all right, well, you should do this. And you should do that. Because that's time for money. I try to. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I try to avoid time for money. Yeah. It just has to really make sense. And also, interning is not bad because the best way to learn is from experience. And 10 times out of 10, if you're dealing with somebody like us, you're going to be doing something that you should probably learn how to do for yourself anyway. So,
I'm telling you, interning was one of the best things I ever did.
Yes, sir.
I enjoyed my internships.
Yeah,
I had one of them. People talk about internships like, oh, they had me watching this. No, I went to all the parties.
Damn, you had a dope intern.
No, they had me DJing in places. They helped me get into where I was DJing all the places. I went to all the events, backstage, hanging out. Like, I loved it. Shoot, I would have stayed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I started making money and DJing and doing all that stuff. And I was like, all right, it was that time.
One thing not to be overlooked is keeping an intern mentality in your mind. Even when I first got into it and started working with established producers and established artists, even though I was being paid, I just considered myself, I acted like a well-paid intern.
Mm-hmm.
I was eager to learn. If I heard it was something that somebody else was supposed to do and they didn't do, if I thought I could do it, I'm like,
oh yeah,
I'll try. Even if I thought I couldn't do it, I'm like, oh, I could do that. And then it landed me in a lot of good places.
Right. Let's see. Oh, I Am Blackheart said I skipped over. And what you said, cuz? My bad, dog. B-Von Music says greetings. Hold on, let me see what B-Heart said.
B-Von, what up, bro?
Oh, Blackheart says you.
Prentice, what up?
Let's see, customer demographics. Yes, sir.
Yeah, need all of that.
Yeah, Facebook burn money. That's the thing they don't tell you. Facebook wants you to spend money.
Oh yeah.
So they don't necessarily teach you how it works because they want you just to.
And they change things too.
Yeah, so you kind of got to be up on it.
Yeah, you pay for testing. You pay while you learn. Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
Let's see.
What? Okay. Well, I got a question while you're going through the chat.
Justify said, finally found the Illuminati. The jig is up.
Damn. Close up shop, time relocate.
Cut off the cameras.
So here's the question. Is it bad practice to render unfinished beats to critique in your downtime? So essentially, I guess the question is it a good idea to take your unfinished beats, render them down, I guess, ride around and listen to them and critique yourself? Personally, I don't see anything wrong with that. I highly encourage it. Because there's one thing about producers. Most of the time when we're listening to our beats and critiquing them, it's when we're making them.
Right.
So you're kind of doing two different things at one time. But I think it's good to set aside some time to just listen to what you're doing, unfinished, unmixed or not, and just listen to what you're doing. And something is going to spark, because now it's more room in your brain to actually critique fairly instead of worrying about making it and then thinking about, is this good or is this bad? Just kind of do stuff. What do they say? Create drunk, edit sober.
That's real.
Yeah,
that's real.
It's kind of that same formula.
It's like all the memes. Where it's like when you make it, and then it's like when you can listen back to it, it's like completely different.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so I think nothing wrong with it. I bounce ideas all the time.
Oh yeah,
and I just email them to myself, put them in Dropbox, ride around, listen to them. Like, oh, I need to change this, turn this down.
Oh man, that's a fact. That's actually a really good practice. Do any of you all do that already?
Yeah,
that's good to know.
That car test don't fail.
No, it don't.
Let's see. Same boat. I had over a year's worth of Pixel built up before I started selling my first drum pack.
Man, what a blessing. Who said that?
Holiday season. In-flight music said that.
Hey, what up?
Yeah, you gotta give yourself a break. Cause I feel like you get like the demo-itis with a lot of your stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't really like listening to my stuff after I make it. I'll make it, I'll bounce it, and then I'll wait a little bit, and then I'll re-listen to it.
Yeah.
Cause I want to hear it. Cause in the moment you be kind of in love with it, and then it's like after you like,
like damn, I was tripping.
But then sometimes it's the exact opposite where I think something isn't great, and then everybody's going crazy about it. And I'm just like, all right, whatever.
Pretty smart. It's kind of how we do this show.
Yeah.
I'm not watching this when it's over.
Oh yeah.
No.
I watch the clips.
Yeah. Later, like we kind of killed that one right there.
That's it. All right, what else you got, Oracle?
Oh man, let's see. Oh, so here's a good question. What are the top machines that you feel like beginning producers should use? If we're speaking with strictly beat making machines, one of my favorites is the MPC. I'm a big MPC fan. I have been for a long time. I don't use the MPC as much today as I used to, but I will say, as far as scrolling through sounds and sequencing, it is one of the most fun times you will ever have making a beat.
Bruh. That's the one thing, is that flow. Because I hated it took so long to load up all them sounds. Yeah. But once they load it ain't no thing about it.
Yo.
It just turned out.
MPC with a jog wheel. Oh, man. Come on. And the whole sequence and track layout the way it is.
That.
It is super easy and super fun. So I would suggest the MPC. One could argue that the machine would be a good one. I like everything about the machine, but I don't like the sequencing on machine as much as I do on the MPC.
Right.
And also, my last one I'll say, if you are using Ableton, it doesn't matter really if you're a beginner or not a beginner. The push,
Oh, the push is fire.
it changes your whole Ableton experience.
Yeah, the push is fire.
And I've always said the push is dope because the push is a physical representation of your DAW, whereas the MPC and machine are something that lives inside of your DAW.
Right.
And I was having a consultation the other day. I was actually talking about this, and they wanted to get an MPC, and I told them everything that's good about it. But the one thing is, since the MPC is so much fun when I'm using it, I tend to do a lot more.
Yeah.
And the more you do is the more you have to get out of that machine and put it back into your DAW anyway. I know like Akai has a Ableton export right now, which is really dope. You can export it as an ALS file and then drag the ALS file back into your DAW. So it's not as tough as it used to be. I used to have to set up like sub channels and then just to do everything in real time. But all in all, I'll say just be careful. You do have to find a cool way to get your stuff out of that machine into your DAW. And I actually have a good method for that. I won't go into it right now, but
that's why I'm like, I always end up going back to just a laptop and a MIDI keyboard. I always end up going back to that. The hardware, I mean, it's cool and I have fun with it in the moment. And then I'm like, I don't really need this. I mean, to be honest, you don't really need anything outside of a laptop. You don't. But
no, you
I always end up going back to just the basics because I don't know why. The more I think about it, but I feel like it's the extra steps.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm so used to just being in the flow of doing everything. Like with DJing, right? I only learned the key commands for Serato, right? So because no matter where I'm at, I can use the same kind of thing, and I kind of use the same thing with Ableton or Fruity Loops. That I just learn the box stuff.
That's very important because even though the question is what are the machines, really the top machine and the only machine, if it came down to it, is your computer because you should learn your DAW. No matter what you're using inside of your DAW, no matter if you're using MPCs, machines, or whatever, it all eventually goes back into your DAW. And at some point, you have to deal with the DAW. So learn that technically before you learn any other machine.
I used to hate traveling.
Oh yeah,
you traveling, you got to carry the MPC, you got to carry. I was like, bro, this is a lot of.
Yeah, I got the cool setup. One backpack. I got the laptop.
Oh yeah, you got the MacGyver bag.
The push fits in the joint. I used to have an over the shoulder joint. I had a luggage. Now I just got just one backpack.
Your setup has definitely changed a lot because I remember you had the desktop and you was bringing that around.
I was bringing the machine studio.
Yeah, you had a whole thing. I remember we go to Doppler.
I was bringing out the Doppler. Yeah,
I was like, bro, it'd take a whole 30 minutes to lugging the equipment in.
That's a fact. I remember the Sci-Hi Black History Project. I'm coming up that joint. I got the I got the machine studio and a whole bunch of other stuff. That's when I first got the machine studio. Actually, yeah, I'm not taking that around me no more.
Thank you so much. Our consultation is best available through your site or DM. We'd really like to tap in with you and be of some service.
You could get them, as far as me, you could get them on my site, but DM me because I think something's wrong with my scheduling.
The app?
Yeah,
same here.
Yeah,
it's the same here. I think you got to update and then
yeah.
I
think it's because we switched themes.
That's exactly the app. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. I realized that the other day because somebody hit me about a consultation.
Yeah,
but yeah, just DM or if you go on the site, just email us. Yeah, I need to write that down.
Me too. No, I'm thinking about it like because my consultation, but the last consultation I did, I had to end up kind of manually scheduling with them through DM anyway, just because of that app.
Yeah, that's exactly because when you switch the theme, the code is all in. Yeah. I keep forgetting that too.
That was my Shogun problem, by the way. Thinking about going back.
For real?
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we talk about that. Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
For sure.
MPC 200? Oh, 2000.
2000 XL.
XL.
Yeah, that was the joint.
See, I just listen to all beats, write down the adjustments needed. Goal is to have world play on it. You should be able to critique it. That's facts. Slim Trill, what up, man? He was at the live show, cuz.
Hey.
Let's see. I Need a Push. Just got Ableton last week. Push is fire.
Yeah, it's legit.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie. That's probably the last piece of equipment I was super like, I gotta get it right now.
Yeah.
Man.
When playing beats for an artist, why is it that they like a beat that you may think is middle of the road, and then the beat you think is fire, they skip over? Well, I have a good answer for that. Because a lot of the beats that producers really like, it's technically a lot of stuff in them. Like, we like the beats where it's like, the melody's going crazy and stuff like that. That's what we find is fire. But most writers, they want chords and drums.
Simplicity.
That's it.
Not the and one tricks.
Yeah. We like the and one. Yeah. But, they want Tim Duncan basketball.
That's a fact.
Fundamentals.
Yeah. A lot of the times, artists pick those tracks that you might not like is because it might be a track that you kind of halfway gave up on. A lot of times I'm like, it was cool. But the other tracks that you think are fire, a lot of times it's because you know personally what you put into it.
Right.
You're like, man, I spent 8 hours straight. That's the day I didn't eat. I didn't use the bathroom. I didn't do nothing. I just worked on that one beat. And that's when I found that crazy pad.
Right.
So you so attached to it because you know about the personal sweat equity that went into making that beat, whereas the consumer that's listening to the song or the artist or songwriter that's listening to the beat, they don't hear none of that. They just hear the final product. And sometimes your final product, when you was just running through something, is better to them than the final product where you just took your time and you was like in Ghost, you was molding the pottery. you was really getting in there.
I was trying to think what that song that was playing in the back. I couldn't think of it.
Something sad.
Yeah, something sad.
It's always sad.
Where can I rewatch these? YouTube? Yes, sir. Unquantized Podcast.
Yes, indeed. You can rewatch it on either one of our Instagram lives up until 6 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah. But it lives forever on YouTube, and also if you subscribe to the newsletter, you also get a podcast, an audio podcast delivered straight to you, usually around Tuesday or Wednesday of this episode.
Yep.
And we also have a different page where you can listen to all the past audio episodes. If you go to my bio, just look under podcast. I'm pretty sure it's under this.
Spotify, the iTunes.
Yes.
Stitcher.
Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Overcast, Pocket Cast, iHeart, Amazon, Alexa.
Yeah. All that.
Yeah, all that.
What's a good sampler software that can detect BPMs? I use Loop Cloud, but it doesn't always capture the BPM.
Ableton.
Yeah.
What else? The MPC software, but it's technically not software. And I don't really like its BPM detection too much. It's 60% of the time right. Oh, Serato Sample.
Oh, that's the one I love.
Serato Sample is really good. It always gets the tempo right.
Yeah.
And 90% of the time, it gets the key right.
Yeah. Like, mixed in key, I have like a love-hate with it because I grew up using mixed in key. I've used it for the longest time. But to me, the key be so off a lot of times. Like, it'll tell me the key. I'm like, bro, this is not right. A lot. More times than not, the key is wrong for me.
Damn, gotta do better.
But Serato Sample would be pretty dead
Serato
on.
Sample is on.
But I feel like Serato, they got, because they use the DJ, so their BPM detection is immaculate. You know what I'm saying?
I've never had a problem with it. Ever.
And that pitch.
Oh.
Them and Ableton are the best pitch ever.
Yeah. Serato, Ableton has always been at the top of the game with the pitch joint. And then Serato came in with the warping algorithm, rather. And they have to. Now, which one would you say is better?
I'm going to say Ableton. But I remember when, I feel like, was it Tim would start using the Serato pitching time kind of vibe when he was like halftime and stuff and nobody knew what was going on?
Yeah.
Ooh, that was good times.
What was the joint in Pro Tools everybody used to use?
I think the Serato
started with a V.
Oh, V?
I can't remember.
Oh, Verify?
Yeah, that was the slowdown, tape stop joint. But pitching time, used to be the joint, and I guess they just use the same algorithm now for Serato Sample and Serato Studio, which I'm going to get into again this weekend.
You keep talking about it, man. I'm gonna try it.
I don't know if I like it as much as I did when I first started. I haven't gone back to it, but just the concept of it, I feel like I'm not utilizing it as much as I could.
Yeah. Serato, I'm always impressed by their stuff.
Yeah. I had another quick topic I want to bring up.
Cool.
As producers, I feel like it's important to experiment with techniques. A lot of producers, we experiment with new plugins, we experiment with new gear, but I feel like no matter how many plugins and gear that we get, we remain kind of formulaic in the way that we do stuff. Like the strategy to how we make a beat. It's usually going to be like, boom, load some drums and I do the hi-hats, like, or I draw this in, I draw that in, and that's what I get. I think it's important to not get away from experimenting with different techniques and different strategies. And a good reason is because gear costs money.
That is true.
Plugins cost money.
That is true.
Strategy is often free. And a lot of the best strategy.
I have a funny joke about it. Because I'm just going.
I don't even know what
Trying to
you're
be
gonna say.
sponsorship friendly.
A lot of the best strategy is born out of limitation. So, like, I like to take what I have, which, well, I have a lot of stuff in here right now.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like I owe it to myself to always be constantly experimenting with different techniques. Shout out to who purchased that 808 Formula 3. But anyway, saying all that to say, strategy is often built out of limitations. Like, for instance, you might like arcade, but you don't want to shell out the $10 a month.
Right.
Well, it will make you look at arcade, at least for a person like me, and kind of almost reverse engineer it with what I have. Like, all right, well, technically, what are they doing? And whatever you're going to do, it's not going to be arcade, but you may find something dope that you can do. Like, for instance, okay, it's taking the sample and it's slicing it at certain points. Well, maybe I could use a slicer. Then what does it do? Oh, it got these effects. Or maybe I could put something in the chain on at the end of that slicer to emulate those types of effects. And while it won't be arcade, now it's kind of like your own version of things, and you can kind of spice it up and do whatever you want with it. So producers experiment not only with plugins, not only with gear, but also with strategy.
Oh yeah, that's dope. Because man, I remember this video. It's probably on YouTube. Needles, the producer.
Yes.
And he would talk about, man, this video is old. It had to be from 2004, 2005.
Shout out to Needles.
And he would talk about how his sampler only allowed him to sample so much. And so he would just sample like one hit. And that's kind of how he got his styles of sampling little tiny bits and then playing them like they were instruments rather than sampling the whole thing.
And his stuff used to be super fire. And I'm like, there's nothing that you can technically see has to be cleared. Yeah. You know it's stuff, but you're like, that little
man.
Nah, you're not getting that.
I'm gonna do some content, man, on like the historic like beat making videos, because there's so many that I feel like people need to watch.
Yeah. Once again, last week I was with Hannon. I told him about how much we talk about his beat making video.
I love that video. I watched it the other day. I have a whole playlist on my YouTube of just all the classic joints, and I just whenever I need some motivation, I go through watch them joints. Fire. Oh, they about to kick us off. Dang, cuz.
That's right, and we just doing a short show today, so this is going to be it.
Yeah, sorry I had to cut it short. I had to go DJ an event.
You see the shirt? That man got business to tend
you
to.
see I was going to call them chanclatas, but that's not the right. Chanclatas, I feel like it's something totally wrong.
You know somebody got business to do, and they got on a whole different type of shoe.
Oh, yeah. I had the business casual boots on.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, yo, you can get to any club in the city right now.
Yeah, only thing they're going to make me do is take off the bandana.
Yeah. No Tupac in here.
Yeah. But, any plugs?
Man, the biggest plug, April 18th is going down right here in Atlanta. The Producer Power Summit. This is our 3rd annual Producer Power Summit. Come out, build with the producer community, talk to a full panel of experts, get great advice, get your beats critiqued, also cook up with your fellow producers, cook up with us, and take pictures in front of some plaques and eat some dope lemon pepper wings and drink some Jameson.
Yeah. Busy Works Beats is going to be there.
Hey. If there was any other reason to be there.
That was really my plugs. Go to SoundOracle.net. Go to ProducerKid.com. We got all kinds of packs. samples. You just dropped 808 Formula 3.
Yes, I did. And it comes with Lovesick. Lovesick is the free bonus
Hey.
that comes with it, and it's almost over. It was limited to a certain amount of people, and I think after today it's gonna be over.
Oh,
with.
yeah.
So if
the
you
way,
don't get it,
the way you was going, this is probably a done.
yeah,
it's close to
it
a
might
done
be done
done.
now. And you've dropped Power Level.
Power Level is Asian inspired melody loops. Comes with the MIDI, and it comes with the stems. Get that, super fire. A lot of people been cooking up with it. Busy's been cooking up with it. Beats by Jay Black been going crazy. Ace Nito said vegan wings. Don't front on the cauliflower
We
wings,
have to
bro.
get the cauliflower. I never tried it. We might have to get some this
They
year.
fire. They fire.
Lemon pepper fried cauliflower.
Man, I'm with all the shits.
Hey, I'm not mad. I'm
And
excited.
what do we have? Jackfruit tacos.
Jackfruit tacos. Yes, we
Them
do.
joints was a little litty.
Yeah.
All right, YouTube. Appreciate y'all.